Sup, I'm Julian, and you want to know a movie series that's way too underrated? Planet of the Apes. Here's the thing. Most people believe it's just a cliche apocalypse movie about monkeys taking over the world with a predictable plot and overuse of CGI. And while it does have cliche elements, especially in the first movie, it's much more than that. This series is so complex, diving into themes of tribalism and hatred, and it asks a thought-provoking question. Could humans ever coexist with another sentient species? Anyway, I could yap all day about the original trilogy and its brilliance, but this year, a new installment in the series arose, and I think it's my favorite one. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes came to theaters on May 10th, 2024, and man, this is the movie Hollywood's needed, and I'm here to show you why. Spoiler warning, by the way. Wait, this sounds like a video essay. Oh no, did I trick myself into writing a video essay? No, it can't be. No, it can't be. No, it can't be. No! Let's talk about the technical side before going into the story. Starting with the performance capture, for those of you that don't know, the apes aren't animated. They're actually motion capture entities, which is really awesome when... Wait, wrong footage. Which is really awesome when you take into consideration the training the actors must have done to move like apes. It's astonishing how far we've come with getting actors to look like apes. It sounds so silly, but it's true. I'd also like to mention the fact that this movie only uses CGI when it's necessary. It never overuses it, not even with the sets. I mean, look at these. If Marvel made this movie, you'd be lucky if the humans weren't CGI. Now I would like to talk about the main man Noa. He comes from a clan of apes that work with eagles to get things done, just like humans work with dogs. I love watching his connection with his friends. It's pretty surreal watching apes act like typical teenagers. Now, Noah's a very different protagonist from Caesar. Caesar is a powerful, intimidating protagonist, while Noah is more typical. However, his arc is very interesting. He climbed to the top nest to grab an eagle egg, which already proves that he's very capable, but he still has self-doubt because he can't call himself a master until his bonding ceremony. That's the law of his clan, and he stands by that. Now it's time for the part I've been waiting for. Time to talk about the villain! Okay, so the main villain of this movie, in my opinion, is the best primate-related villain we've seen in fiction. Proximus Caesar. So this guy is a bonobo who has taken the name of Caesar to create the ultimate kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. His motivation is pretty cool. He enslaved this one human guy to read him history, and he specifically favored Roman history. That's probably what inspired that sick design. Because of this, his brain has been filled with stories of corrupt emperors and human ideals. Combine that with Caesar's third teaching, knowledge is power, and you have a power-hungry bonobo trying to break into an abandoned military bunker. Proximus understands how powerful of an impact Caesar had on the apes, so he took advantage of that, pretending that he is a reincarnation of the original Caesar and twisting his teachings to fit his agenda. I wonder if Proximus actually believes he's Caesar or if he's just saying that to manipulate the masses. I mean, he already is a master manipulator. When Noah opens the bunker door, Proximus is just waiting outside like he knew Noah was smart enough to find his own way into the bunker. Moving on to my favorite orangutan, Raka. Raka plays the role as kind of a mentor for Noah. He teaches them all about Caesar and how important of a person he was for the apes, which actually works as really good foreshadowing for the reveal of Proximus. I don't know how I feel about his death scene, however. I think it'd be very interesting to see Raka's reaction to Proximus' whole operation, but it did give room for Noah to make his "the law is wrong" realization by himself, so. Now I'd like to talk about the atmospherics of the movie. Now, this movie takes place about 300 years after the events of war, so all the characters have moved on. To them, it's just ancient history. I love how these abandoned buildings look like forested mountains, and the way all of the apes are just living their lives so happily. It's so peaceful, and to me, it shows how despite all the chaos that may happen, at the end of the day, this is still God's beautiful green earth that we love. I'd also like to mention the way the apes speak. Well, this could be applied to any of the Planet of the Apes movies, but I absolutely love how inhuman the apes sound. Not only do they speak in broken English, but they also have this weird pattern of sort of holding back the words they speak. This is a headcanon taken from Cinema Wins, but it seems like speaking is relatively uncomfortable or painful for the apes, so they speak pretty slowly, kind of like they're trying to sound out how to say certain things. They also speak in very soft, sort of whispering tones. Well, most do. You know a scene I think really helps show the passage of time? The scene where they sneak into the bunker. It gives off the same energy as a group of explorers in an ancient temple, and in the context, it kind of is. Watching this scene, I feel like an ancient being, seeing a glimpse into the future and how people of that time react to things from my time. Oh yes, you know a common complaint I see a lot about this movie that I totally disagree with? The pacing. Everyone's going around saying that the pacing in this movie is too slow, but come on guys, the pacing's fine. You're just a baby. Actually, here, I fixed it for you.
This is important.
Take it cold. Show mercy.
Good luck playing tickets for about 450 bucks. 400 to try and hit me in the mouth. What? I hear this tooth fairy gives you money for your teeth. Okay. No.
In all seriousness, though, I feel like most people just don't understand that for the most part, the slowness is intentional, especially during the journey to Proximus's camp. I feel like it's there to give the audience a sense of peace in the world. It shows that not much conflict is happening around here. So you think, oh, okay, it's gonna be one of these movies. And it keeps you thinking that for some time, until finally the slowness drops when Proximus's goons come in. It symbolizes the fact that Proximus's whole operation is ruining everything peaceful in this world, and Proximus sees the peace as too primitive. Now, of course, this movie isn't perfect. I gotta talk about the things I dislike. Don't worry, this'll be quick. Number 1. I don't like the twist that there are still intelligent humans hiding in the government bunkers. I can tell that this is leading to another apes versus humans war plot again, and I do not like that idea at all. I feel like the whole idea of humans fighting apes is over now, and the humans are no longer on top. That's just how it is. I primarily enjoyed watching the conflicts of the apes and their new societies that they're building. That part was much more interesting because it's something new. It's also kind of unrealistic that the humans are even there because, like, it's been 300 years. How have they stayed so dead set on this task, and how have they been handling education and survival? How have they not been discovered by apes like Proximus yet? The whole thing just kind of feels like a repeat of war, and I don't like it. Number 2. May is kind of a boring protagonist. She's literally just the edgy human who doesn't like the apes and thinks humans should rule the earth again. Actually, I'm sure you can tell I don't really like the human side of this movie. Number 3. This joke. Now, this is an incredibly complex joke, which I can guarantee the majority of you will not understand. Don't worry though, I'm here to break down every aspect of this humorous masterpiece. Starting with the plot of the joke, the human protagonist May says a swear word out of discontent. Then, the ape protagonist, Noa, repeats the swear word directly after. Now, why is this funny? The majority of you may not know this, but apes in the real world do not actually say swear words, which is why it's incredibly strange to see in this movie an ape being portrayed saying a swear word. This is an example of absurdist humor, which is a form of humor that highlights illogical scenarios in a humorous light. In this case, the scenario of an ape saying a swear word is incredibly funny because apes in the real world do not say swear words. Anyway, there's one more thing I wanted to talk about. The climax. The climax starts when Proximus is let into the vault and May blows up the dam. Water comes rushing in and the apes need to find a way to escape before drowning. Noa and his friends all take charge, leading the apes to safety. Noa stays behind, waiting for any other apes, but then, that's when Silva, the man who killed his father, shows up. Boss fight ensues, and I have to say that this fight is just so cool. Like, it is just so cool. Anyway, Noa and Silva fight, climbing from pipe to pipe as the water is continuously rising. Noa sees an opportunity to get the heck out of that fight. He lures Silva to his location as he slips through a small opening between the pipes. Silva gets caught in between them and drowns to death. Ugh, this death is brutal. You know, I feel bad for him in the moment, but then I'm like, well, he did try to kill him, and then I'm like, well, he could have deserved a second chance, but then I'm like, that's not where it ends. Noa eventually makes it to the surface, and for a second, everything seems fine. They made it. Then you remember, wait, what happened to Proximus? Oh, shoot! The final fight ensues. Proximus rushes through the crowd and proceeds to casually beat the living crap out of Noa. My goodness! He pins Noa down, demanding that he kneel before his king. But then, Noa begins to sing. Noa tries to call his eagle down in a last-ditch effort. Proximus stands there confused, looking down at Noa like he's just another pathetic ape. But then the rest of the Eagle clan starts singing. Proximus looks around, thinking this is a pathetic attempt at rising up against him. He yells at them to stop, thinking that whatever they're doing isn't going to help them and that they should just stop now. That's when Eagle's son swoops in, attacking Proximus on his face. Proximus attempts to make an example out of Noa, but it's too late. More eagles swoop in, grabbing, scratching, and biting Proximus until Noa sends in Eagle's son to deal the final blow, sending Proximus off a cliff. Proximus sees her as a perfect example of an antagonist in this series. He dismissed the Eagle clan of their eagles as he thought them to be too primitive for him. He dehumanized his enemies. He was obsessed with progress and evolution. He was raised on the human ideals to not be primitive, and the thing that he thought was too primitive was the thing that led him to experience the part of history he hadn't heard yet. The fall of Rome. Well, that was my video essay, explanatory review, YouTube video disguised as literary analysis homework, which is due tomorrow. Pray for me. Whatever. It's my video on Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Sorry to make you wait so long. I know I announced it back in like October or whatever, but then, you know, I was switching editing softwares and then the holidays came, so I had to do something for that, and whatever. Also, I'm sure that you can see I'm in the middle of finding my style. I'm sure you've already noticed the polka dot background border thing that I've been doing. It's been pretty fun to work with. Well, with that, my name is Julian, and I'll see you next time. Woo! My outros are on fire recently. Hey, what do you guys think about that outro?
Outro? Outro? No, I didn't see it.
Okay, that's because you guys just don't even know. You can't comprehend.